freelancers and gig workers, you guys are business owners, and it's time that you start moving like it. That is why in this video, I am going to be giving you information on how to stay in compliance, information on how to reduce your tax bill, and information on how to effectively manage your taxes. But before we jump in, I'm gonna need you to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, let's get after it. As a freelancer and a gig worker, you need to understand that you have tax compliance, different from when you were just a W-2 wage earner. Your tax compliance requires you to file a different type of tax form. You're either gonna file a sole proprietor Schedule C form that is gonna go into your income tax form. You will file that if you're also a single member LLC. But if you formed an LLC and you elected to be taxed in a different manner, then you're gonna file a completely separate tax return that's probably gonna be due on March 15th, not April 15th. So make sure you understand that is so important. Estimated taxes are a big part of your compliance. Most times, when you first start out as a freelancer, a gig worker, you really don't understand your tax obligations until that first time you go to your accountant's office, you get that big tax bill, and then you're like, oh crap. It is too late then. What you need to understand is when you are self-employed as a business owner, you're responsible for paying in your taxes yourself. There's nobody else out there that is going to withhold your taxes. You have now stepped up into the big league. Therefore, write these dates down. You need to pay estimated taxes. Your estimated tax due dates are April 15th of the current year, June 15th, September 15th, and January 15th of the next year. What I mean by that is, if I am looking at paying estimated taxes for 2025, I gotta pay estimates on April 15, 2025, June 15, 2025, 9/15/2025, and 1/15/2026 for 2025. It's so important that you understand that, because the penalties and the interest and your name being on the IRS watch list, not worth it. Absolutely not worth it. So do not do it. Make sure that you pay your estimated taxes. Tracking income and expenses is your responsibility. You have to track it. You have to be able to present your accountant with a profit and loss form. And let me tell you something. Sending your accountant your American Express statement is not a profit and loss form. Stop it. Sending your accountant your bank statements or your exported bank transactions on an Excel document is not a profit and loss form. I cannot tell you how many times I want to scream when business owners do that. If you want to be profitable in business, if you want your business to grow up, you absolutely need to understand that you need to have a profit and loss form and a balance sheet. And get a reputable bookkeeper and accountant to do it. Please make sure that you do that, because it's so important. You need to understand where your profit is. And profit doesn't mean money left in your bank account. That is not profit. I want to make sure you understand that, because too many times you will come to me and say, Karla, well, how can I have that much profit when I don't have no money left in my bank account? Those two do not equate. So make sure you understand profit and loss and how to track your income and expenses. As a freelancer and a gig worker, understand the common tax deductions that you want to make sure that you're taking. Many times when we first start out, maybe we're going to go work in somebody's office and we don't realize that we are a business owner. You are a business owner. Whether you went and formed an LLC, whether you went and got a business license, whether you have a business bank account or not, you are classified as a business owner for tax purposes. Therefore, you want to make sure you're writing off the business owner deduction, home office deduction, car expenses, cell phone, meals for the convenience of the employer. You are the employer. You want to take all of those deductions. Internet expenses, because are you using your internet? Think about everything that you're using, touching. Look around and ask yourself, what do I need in order to conduct this job? Retirement savings options. When you are first starting a business, I know, I get it. It is so hard to save for retirement. That's the last thing you're thinking about. You're thinking about, oh, I need to use this money to pay rent or use this money to get another piece of equipment. But as a gig worker and a freelancer, you can contribute to your retirement account. Start with $50, start with $100, $200, increase that amount, but start. Why? 2 reasons. Number 1, it'll reduce your tax bill because it's gonna be tax deductible. Number 2, it is for your future. When you work for an employer, you probably had some type of retirement plan set up, or you probably paid into Social Security. But now, tag, you're it. You gotta make sure you're doing that. So start now so you won't look back one day and be like, what the hell happened? I've had this business forever. Now I gotta go get a job. We're not going backwards. It is only forward from here. Start that retirement right now. Managing self-employment taxes is such a big deal when you are a freelancer or a gig worker. It is incredible because as a business owner, and you're a business owner, remember, you have to pay in Social Security, you have to pay in Medicare, and you have to pay both sides. See, when you had an employer and you were whining about, oh my gosh, I gotta have this much withheld out of my check and my net check is nothing, your employer was paying the exact same amount on the other side of the equation. Now you have to pay it. And the law says you have to estimate what that needs to look like. You have to estimate your Social Security, estimate your Medicare tax, estimate your income tax, both federal and state, and pay it quarterly. You're gonna pay Social Security, Medicare, federal income tax to IRS. You're gonna pay your state taxes to your state revenue department every single quarter. What happens if you miss a quarter? Well, the sky won't fall, but if you continue to miss quarters, you're gonna pay big penalties. And then you're gonna be on the list as being out of compliance. And that's the list that IRS looks at every morning when they're having their coffee. And you don't want your name on that list, so don't do it. At the end of the day, you may want to hire a professional. And many times you may think they're not worth hiring. I could just do it myself. Most of these professionals have gone to school to learn what they're doing. Myself, I've gone to school for 8 years to understand taxes, an undergrad degree and a master's degree. There must be something that I picked up that is not going to be on the internet. Make sure you get with the professional. Make sure you understand how to fill out that form, Schedule C, Schedule SE. Make sure you understand how to fill out the form to get your depreciation, 4562. Make sure you understand how to get your deductions, because doing that wrong can trigger an audit. But you already know now that you are a business owner what you need to be doing. That is why you need to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of this wealth building information. And if you find yourself needing help, type help in the comments. I will make sure that we look after you.